Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to learn about the pointers in the C language. A pointer in C language is a variable which stores the address of another variable. So a pointer is nothing but it is a variable, so that stores the address of the another variable. So normally a variable stores the address of, the variable stores the data, right? Suppose I'm taking a variable x. So here the variable x stores the data 10. So I'm giving x equals to 10. Then x is a variable that stores the value 10, right? So normally a variable stores the data, but here the pointer in the C language is a variable, so it is also one kind of variable that stores the address of the other variable. So it is not going to store any value, but it is going to store the address of the another variable. So pointer is a derived data type. Okay, so it is one of the fundamental data types. So in the data types we are having the derived data types, we are having pointers, arrays, okay, functions. So these are the derived data types. So similarly, pointer is the derived data type. So when a variable is declared in the system, it will allocate a location to that variable. So now we will see how the pointer will be, how the variable is stored in the memory and how the address is assigned for the pointer variable. So when a variable is declared, the system will automatically assign a location to that variable. Okay, so a computer memory is divided into number of cells. Okay, a computer memory is divided into number of cells, and each cell will be having a memory address. Okay, and here each cell occupies 1 byte of data. Okay, so here each cell occupies 1 byte of data. So here if you observe, this is the computer memory. Okay, and computer memory is divided into number of cells. Okay, and each cell occupies 1 byte of data. Okay, so it supports 1 byte of data. Okay, suppose, so here I am taking a variable x with the value 100. So here the variable x is having a value 100. So it is normally, so it will be stored in the memory. See here pointer is also one kind of variable, right? So pointer is also one kind of variable that stores the address of another variable. So here I am taking a normal variable that is x, okay, which is the value is 100. So I am storing the value in the memory address at the address 2500. Okay, so here I am declaring another pointer, that is the x pointer. So x pointer is having the address of the memory address 2500. So here it is pointing to the variable x. So the memory address x, it is going to point, and it will store the address of the variable x, that is the 2500 in the in its memory address. Okay, so here the computer memory is divided into number of cells, and each cell occupies 1 byte of data. Okay, so here the variable x is storing its value in the memory address 2500. Okay, so here the x pointer is the pointer that points to the variable x memory address. So it is going to store the memory address 2500 into the x pointer. Okay, so normally the how the cells will be allocated for the data depends on the data type and its machine format. Okay, suppose I'm going to store integer type of data. So then integer means it occupies 2 bytes of data. So it takes 2 bytes, 2 cells of the memory. Okay, we know that each cell occupies 1 byte of data, right? So that's why if you are entering a integer, then it will occupy 2 bytes of data. That means 2 cells it will occupy. Similarly, if you are entering the char type of data, character data, then it will occupy 1 byte of data. That means it will occupy 1 cell in the memory. Suppose I'm using the float, I am entering the decimal values, then it will occupy 4 bytes of data. So that means it will occupy 4 cells here in the memory. Okay, and also this integer, float, and character data types, the number of bytes allocated for these data types will vary based on the in machine format. So it will vary for 16-bit, 32-bit and 64-bit machine format. So that we will see in the next upcoming videos. That is the scale factor of the data types. So we will study about this in the upcoming videos. So based on the data type and the machine instruction format, so the occupying of the number of cells will depend, okay, for the particular data. So now let us see the syntax of the pointers. So here the syntax of pointers will be is of 3 types. So we can use any of this format. So that is the data type asterisk pointer name, okay, or data type space asterisk space pointer name, or data type asterisk space pointer name. So we can use any of this syntax for the pointers, okay. So normally the first one is the mostly used format, okay, that is data type star pointer name. So data type is the pointer type, whether it may be int, character or float, and pointer name is, so pointer name is a pointer variable name. So next, coming to the declaration of the pointers. So like if you are going to, so normally if you want to use a variable, then first of all you have to declare that variable and then you can use that variable, okay, and then you have to initialize that variable. So similarly here, if you want to use the pointer, then you have to declare the pointer first of all, and then you have to initialize the pointer, okay. So first, coming to the declaration of the pointers. So in the declaration of the pointers, we are going to use a special symbol called asterisk symbol here. So the pointer in C language can be declared using asterisk symbol. So it is also known as indirection pointer, used to dereference a pointer, okay. So normally the address of operator references a pointer, okay, references a address, whereas the asterisk symbol will dereference a pointer. So this is the reverse format of the address of operator. You can consider it like that, okay. So here the asterisk symbol is also called as the indirection pointer or dereference operator, okay. So here the asterisk symbol serves for two purposes. So one is to dereference a pointer, and another one is, so it will denote the value at the particular address, okay. So the asterisk symbol serves the two purposes. That is, one is it dereferences the pointer, and another thing is it will denote the value at the particular address. So these are two operations of the asterisk symbol. So next, coming to the declaration of pointers, how is int star a. So we have data type followed by asterisk a. So why we are using this type of format mostly means, so here the asterisk is the pointer. So the asterisk is a pointer symbol, right? So it is pointing to the particular variable a, okay. So like that we have declared the pointer a, and here we are going to take another type, that is a pointer to character. So I'm taking a variable pointer variable c with the data type character. So now let us see the initialization of the pointers. So if pointers in C programming are not initialized here and used in the program, the results will be unpredictable and disastrous. So normally, first of all, we have to, in the case of variable also, first of all, we have to declare the variable and then we have to initialize the variable, right? So we have declared a pointer variable and here we have to initialize the pointer variable. So if you are using the pointer variable without initializing and only by declaring means, then the result will be unpredictable. To get the address of a variable, we use the ampersand operator, place it before the name of a variable whose address we need. So for declaration of the pointers, we are using the asterisk symbol, that is the dereference operator. So here the ampersand operator is the referencing operator. So it will refer the address of the variable. Okay. So to get the address of variable, we are using the ampersand operator here. Whereas the dereference operator means it will denote the value at the particular address. Okay. So here this is the format of how we will initialize the pointer. Pointer equals to address of the variable. So this is a small example regarding the pointers. So I am taking a variable value and address. So this is a variable name is I and j, and value is 3 and 100, address is 1000 and 1004. Okay, so here address will act as a it will act as a so here the address is like a house number, and here the variable name is like a house name. So here this is something similar to having a house number as well as a house name. Okay, so here the variable name will act as a house name and address will act as a house address, house number. Okay, and here the value, so I am inserting some value to the particular address. So now let us see the example here. So here the value is given with the, so I'm taking the variable as an integer, so int I. So int I am declaring first the variable I. So after that I have to initialize this one, I equals to 3. Okay, so now we have to declare the pointer here. Okay, so what is the pointer here? J is the pointer pointing to the variable I. So I'm taking int star j or int asterisk j. Okay, so here I am declaring the pointer j because j is pointing to the address I. Okay, so next we have to initialize that particular pointer here. So you have to initialize here. So we have to initialize the address to this particular pointer variable. So j equals to address of I. So I am assigning the address of I to the variable j. So this is how the initialization and declaration is done for this particular pictorial format. Okay, so here the variable I is storing the value 3 in the address location 1000. Okay, and we are declaring the pointer j, and j is storing the address of the variable I. So it is storing the address of variable I, right? So it is storing the address of variable I in the address 2004. Okay, it is storing the address in 1004. So j is equal to address of I. We are assigning the address of I to the j variable, j pointer variable. Okay, so here we will see the different types of pointers here. So there are two types of pointers, that is typed pointers and untyped pointers. Okay, so first of all, coming to the typed pointers, so it points to the specific data type. Okay, so int asterisk the particular pointer variable name, and double asterisk pointer variable name, and char asterisk pointer variable name. Okay, and next coming to the untyped pointer variable pointers, so it can point to any type of data. So it is also called as a generic pointer. So generic pointer means, so it can store any type of data. So it may be integer, character, double, or any type of data it can store. So we can store the untyped data using the void asterisk pointer variable name. So the pointer variable may be of any data type. So these are the two types of the pointers, typed and untyped. Okay, so it is also called as a generic data type. So next we will see the small example regarding the pointers concept, that is the basic pointers concept. So I am taking the variable I name as 3. Okay, I am taking the I value as 3 here. I am taking I value as 3. So let us suppose the address of the 3 be 1000. Okay, and I am taking the another variable j. So I equals to 3 is assigned, right? So first I am declaring the I and I am assigning the 3 to it. Next I am declaring the pointer variable j here, and I am assigning the address of I to the j. So address of I is 1000. Okay, so it is assigned to variable j. Okay, so now we will see the execution of this remaining statements. So printf address of I equals to %u. So why I am taking the %u? I can take the %d, right? So d, percent d means it represents the integer, and percent u means unsigned integer. So normally the addresses will be in the format of unsigned integer format. So that's why I'm considering the I equals to percent u. So the address may be of any format. If you run the same program on your machine, so on each machine it will print different addresses. Okay, it will not print the same address here. Okay, so normally the address will be in the format of the percent u. So that's why I'm taking address of I equals to percent u, that is unsigned integer. So address of I it will print. So what is the address of I? That is 1000. So it will print the 1000. Okay, so next address of I equals to percent u comma j. Okay, so address of I equals to percent u. So that is it will print the value 1000. So here printf address of j equals to percent u comma address of j. So it will address of j here. It will print the okay. Next value of j equals to percent u, right? So it will print. So here address of j it will print the 1002. So value of j equals to percent u. So what is the value of j? That is 1000. So it will print the value 1000. Since it is in the, this is the address, right? So it will be in the unsigned integer format. So that's why I have taken here as percent u. And value of I equals to percent d. So what is the value of I? 3, right? So since it will be in the format of integer, so we had denoted it here like a percent d. And value of I equals to percent d comma address of I braces asterisk. So here first of all we have to solve this first in the braces. So here address of I, what is the address of I? That is 1000, right? So 1000 and value at 1000. So what is the value at 1000 here? That is 3. So answer will be 3. And value of I equals to percent d comma value at j. So value at j equals 1000. Okay, so value at j is 1000. Okay, which will refer to this particular location, that is 3. So it will print the answer 3. Okay, so here it is going to consider the value at j. So value at j is address 1000. So it will point to the location 1000 and it will print the value 3. Okay, so this is how it is going to execute this simple program. So now let us see the the classification of the pointers. So pointers are built on the 3 underlying concept in the given format, that is the pointers, pointer constant, pointer values and pointer variables. Okay, so now let us see about what are the different pointer constants, values and pointer variables. Okay, so memory address within the computer are referred to as a pointer constants here, right? So the memory address won't change, right? So we cannot change the address, so we can only use them to store the data values. So like it is like a house number. So the pointer constant is nothing but a memory address. So next coming to the pointer address, sorry, pointer values. Okay, so here the pointer values. So normally the pointer is going to store a address of another variable. Okay, so we can obtain the value through the variable stored using the address of operator. So pointer value is nothing but the pointer, the address of the another variable. Okay, and we can get that address using the address of operator. And next coming to the pointer variables. So once we have a pointer value, it can be stored into another variable. So the variable that contains a pointer value is called a pointer variable. So in the previous example, if you see, so here 1002 is the pointer variable. Okay, so whereas the 1000 is the pointer value. Okay, and the memory address within the computer is called as the pointer constant. So 1000 is the pointer constant here. Okay, so here this is the pointer variable. So j is the pointer variable and 1000 is the pointer value, and this is the memory address is the pointer constant. So constant means this won't change, right? So that's why it is called as a pointer constant. So next, coming to the advantages of the pointers. So pointers provide the direct access to the memory. So using the address of operator, we can directly access the address of the particular variable location. And pointers provide a way to return more than one value to the functions. So while using the functions, so directly using the by using the pointers, so we can directly access the variable address, and it will provide a way to return more than one value to the functions. So while passing the arguments in the functions through the call by value or call by reference, so for using the call by reference, so here we are going to pass more than one variable as a argument, right? So while passing the actual parameters or formal parameters here, so in the call by reference, we are going to pass more than one value as parameters to the function. So next one is the reduce complexity of the program. Okay, it reduces the storage and complexity of the program, and it reduces the execution time of the program, since we are using the directly I'm accessing the address of variable here, so there is no need to again check the memory address while compiling the program. So that's why it reduces the execution time of the program, and it provides an alternate way to access the array elements. So normally if you want to access the array element, then you have to use the subscript, right? Suppose in the array of 5 variables, okay, if I want to access the third element, okay, then I have to give the a of 2. So I have to mention it as a subscript of the array 2. So a of 2 I have to mention, then only I can access that particular variable. But here using the pointers, so it will provide an alternate way to access the array elements. Okay, so we can directly access the particular ith element of the array using the pointers. And pointers allows us to perform dynamic memory allocation and deallocation. So using the pointers, we can apply the dynamic memory allocation, like using the mloc, cloc, reallocation free. By using these functions, we can perform the dynamic memory allocation here. And pointers helps us to build complex data structures like linked list, stack, queues, trees, graphs, etc. So pointers will be used in this different data structures that we will see in the next videos. So this is about the basic concept of the pointers. And thanks for watching my video. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.